The electromagnetic field produced by the human body is downloaded sometime after conception. When humans die, they re-upload their consciousnesses, their electromagnetic field re-uploads. They might be sent back to the recycling bin. They might be deleted permanently. Earth, in its relation to the solar system, is a gigantic computer. The sun is a right head. The sun has been writing DNA since all life evolved. Insofar that DNA mutates in the UV rays, and DNA is structurally identical to computer code insofar that both are binary code. Earth is a rotating medium. All in all, Earth is some kind of optical, magnetic, gravitational computer drive. The solar system is a computer drive / network. The same could be said for the local group of galaxies, which are part of a larger network of galaxies. The organization of these galactic networks, like computer networks, culminate in the fact that the universe is organized like the internet. The galaxies, the stars are distributed like the internet. The center of the universe would probably be the central computer core. Supposedly there's a black hole at the center of the universe. These black holes supposedly pull in huge amounts of matter, which probably include information. The cores of the suns, the cores of the planets, are also mirror images of CPUs, computers, spherical computer chips and CPUs. The same could be said for the galaxies. The cores of the planets, the suns, the galaxies are part of a system of cores and orbit around cores and orbit around cores and orbit around cores. The purpose of this video is to convince you that the universe is pure technology. The universe is in part a gigantic computational biology and bioinformatics grid. The universe is largely based on sensor technology and computer technology. The dynamics between the Earth, the Sun, and the rest of the planets are mirror images of the dynamics of sensor equipment and computer equipment. Earth is part of a fused computer sensor network. This includes the layers of the Earth. Even the layers of the Earth, as well as the sequence of the layers, are mirror images of those of sensor equipment and computer equipment, including the layers of disks and chips. The Earth, as well as the other planets, produce electromagnetic fields. The electromagnetic fields produced by the Earth are pulsating upward and passing through all life on Earth and picking up information. But the layers of the Earth, as far as the chemical composition, are mirror images of the chemical compositions of the layers of sensor and computer chips and disks. I am going to do as little narration as possible and let these pictures do most of the talking. But any way you analyze the planets, the suns, the galaxies, you will see technology. Antennas, sensors, computers is what the universe is all about. The internal and external, visible and invisible, structure and dynamics of the planets, the stars, the galaxies are mirror images of sensor equipment, computer equipment, including radar equipment, antenna structures, and so forth. The cores play multiple roles. As sensors, computers, antennas, all this technology is right beneath our feet. It's around us. It's inside of us. The universe is a machine for producing life forms, analyzing life forms, collecting information on these life forms. But all these machines that you see in these heavenly bodies, they produce identical electromagnetic fields, most of which are dipole electromagnetic fields of the same type produced by sensor equipment, radio equipment, Wi-Fi equipment. I might be overkilling on these images, but that's what I collected them for. The purpose of this video, as already noted, is to convince you that the universe is actually a technoverse. The electromagnetic fields produced by the planets are largely generated by internal dynamos at their cores. The churning and turning movement of these dynamos generate electromagnetic fields. These dynamos turn electrons into microwaves as the same types produced by radar equipment, sensor equipment, and other technologies. So the cores of the planets, the galaxies, and the stars are dynamos and produce electromagnetic fields. The electromagnetic fields produced by humans are produced by electrochemical reactions in the human body. But this electromagnetic field is basically an antenna field. Inside the antenna field of the Earth, inside the antenna field of the Milky Way galaxy, we have a system of electromagnetic fields inside electromagnetic fields inside electromagnetic fields. These electromagnetic fields are also identical to those produced by radio frequency identification tags. The universe is made of a system of radio frequency identification tags, part of a system of rings inside rings inside rings inside rings, sensor rings, scanner rings, antenna rings. The galaxies are essentially planar spiral sensors, largely biosensors, as well as data storage devices, mediums. Not only do the galaxies look like antennas, sensors, and so forth, but they also are made of the same base elements, and they also produce the same types of electromagnetic fields as sensor equipment, scanner equipment, antenna equipment, and computer equipment. But the galaxies are biosensors and fused with antenna technology. The galaxies analyze and scan are basically tools that enable the engineers of the Technoverse to analyze the organisms that evolved inside of these galaxies. The universe is a machine for producing galactic sensor / scanner / computer / antenna equipment. The electromagnetic field lines that run through the galaxies are probably picking up information on the life forms within these galaxies, because the electromagnetic field lines are pulsating throughout the life forms in these galaxies, and are not just picking up information, but probably distributing this information via the electromagnetic field lines of the galaxies, and especially via the antenna properties of the galaxies. The rings that encircle the Earth are called the Van Allen radiation belts. They're mirror images of sensor rings, scanner rings, and other types of rings. The electromagnetic ring structure of the Earth is a mirror image of sensor rings, scanner rings. I know that I am repeating myself, but the universe is a piece of technology that defies the imagination. The magnetic belts that encircle the Earth in conjunction with the magnetic field lines that run through the Earth are probably picking up information on the life forms on Earth and distributing this information via the electromagnetic field lines out into the solar system and beyond. The system of rings inside rings inside rings inside rings that are all electromagnetic include the zodiacal belt. The stars that make up the zodiacal belt produce the full spectrum of radiation. Including gamma radiation, neutron radiation, X radiation, infrared radiation, and the rest of the forms of radiation that are used in sensor equipment, scanner equipment, and computer equipment. The radiation produced by the stars that make up the zodiacal belt are passing through and bombarding all life on Earth from all directions. This is a mirror image of integrated sensor and computer equipment. All life on Earth is at the core of some kind of computer or sensor. The zodiacal belt is a mirror image of sensor rings, scanner rings, and other technology. Earth is at the center of a cosmic sensor and computer core. The zodiacal belt is a major component of this system. The dynamics between the sun and the Earth, and perhaps the moon, seem to be part of a directional antenna and an X-ray unit. And as already noted, the stars distributed around the Earth are also mirror images of a sensor network. This includes the zodiacal belt. The resemblances to technology include the individual constellations, which are like radios. The system of electromagnetic fields inside electromagnetic fields inside electromagnetic fields is a mirror image of a source relay destination system. The system enables the engineers of the Technoverse to keep track of and perhaps even manipulate the organisms in their domains. The universe is a bio-MEMS spectroscope and other big words that I am not going to use, but the universe is based on spectrography. The electromagnetic spectra produced by virtually everything in the universe are the equivalent of rainbow fingerprints. Each and every one of them are unique. There are many, many forms of spectrography that mirror the dynamics of the interaction between the planets and the stars. The spectrographic nature is not something that I am going to elaborate on, except to say that some of the planets probably serve as optical pickup units. All the planets serve as antennas. The stars serve as a primary light source, some kind of cathode that emits hard and soft radiation. The suns are the light source for the spectrographic Technoverse. The Earth, as already noted, is part of a fused computer sensor drive. As already noted, DNA mutates in the UV rays, and DNA is structurally identical to computer code, both of which are binary code. The sun writes DNA. This is a biodisk drive. This is a computer drive. Earth is a fusion. Earth is some kind of fused optical, magnetic, gravitational, computerized spectroscope, resonator microsphere. These are the equivalent of spherical petri dishes that use the forces of light and magnetism as excitation and analytics agents. Humans live inside of a spectroscope, inside of a computer. Along with multiple other life forms throughout the Technoverse. This spectrographic equipment is a mirror image of the dynamics of the relationship between star systems. Our star system is organized like a fused computer sensor network, including quantum computing network. On a more abstract level, just the configuration of the constellations is a mirror image of a circuit board. The stars are organized like computer equipment, sensor equipment, and other equipment that scientists today use for the disciplines of computational biology and bioinformatics. The technologies that you have seen in this video are largely dedicated to studying organisms and cells at the genetic and molecular levels. The engineers of the Technoverse are keeping track of each and every organism in the universe, I believe. The universe is a gigantic, shape-shifting wireless computer sensor, telecommunications, data mining, and fusion grid. The technological nature of the universe is hidden and camouflaged and cloaked behind and beneath quadrillions and quadrillions and quadrillions of megatons of fire and ice and rock and water and dirt and the rest of the natural elements. The technological nature of the universe is also camouflaged behind the forces of evolution and natural selection. I believe the universe is a lot older than we think, and a lot bigger than we think. This is one of several videos that I have put out there sequentially, including Technoverse 2, Technoverse 3, Technoverse 4, and so forth. I also realized that some of the material in this video is apocryphal, but I have been way in over my head with these projects.